Facebook or social media. I talked about the listserv before and mentioned how that has become something that's less effective as it once was. Social media right now is in a similar situation. 5 years ago, if you were, say, an area studies center and you had an active Facebook page where you're providing information, it may have been helpful. At this point, though, there are so many people posting so many things on Facebook that we have to rethink how we use things like that. And the basic thing I think of is if you're posting about lots of things, then essentially you're posting about nothing. By this point, I can't tell you how many times this happened to me where, let's say I wake up in the morning, I read a newspaper, I see something on Southeast Asia in the New York Times, I go onto Facebook and I find the same thing posted 5 times. And so when so much information like that is getting shared, a place like an area studies center really doesn't need to share with cyberspace that there's an article in the New York Times about Southeast Asia, because we're going to get it one way or another. And so expert organizations like area studies centers or departments or institutes, I think they therefore need to focus on something and have something more specific that they are the go-to person for. So in the world of content marketing, they talk about something called tilt, like your angle of doing something, okay? So if I want to start a YouTube channel about how to bake cakes, guess what? There's already a whole bunch of YouTube channels about how to bake cakes. So I'm probably not going to be that successful if I do the same thing as everyone else. Instead, I have to come up with some unique way of doing it, or some aspect that other people don't think of, and to create an audience for that so that those people will continue to come back to me for that information that they know that they can't get anywhere else. And so, how this is going to be done in the world of Asian studies and say with different area study centers or something like that is something that will take a lot of thinking. But in bringing this up, what I'm trying to say is we have to think about this stuff. Because by just putting out information that we're all putting out, that doesn't really benefit anyone. Because when everyone puts out information, no one's really putting out meaningful information. And so that is something, that's going to be a big challenge that we face, but so does the rest of the world. We're all struggling with this at the moment. But it's one more thing that we have to think about.